Oops.
No, the viewer has to accept that sometimes we gotta think about our places in the world after watching a Maple Ditto. That's just how it goes. We gotta recollect ourselves.
This is certainly not a Maple mirror, but it is granddaughter versus grandfather in the lore. We got Clairen and Forsburn.
I see you watched the hour-long video. That's a Buller SF2, my goat. Great video, by the way.
True.
I did watch the video.
Yeah, I think I did watch the video at some point, but like I knew that beforehand.
All right, my bad.
This lore kind of deep, and a lot of people don't know that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we're going into Godai Delta here. We've got Searing Arrow on the Clairen, obviously, and MonkadS on the Forsburn. Looks like the Monka, sure. But yeah, we got honestly, behind the lore implications, this is actually a pretty interesting matchup considering what I've been talking about earlier of how Forsburn can hold a lot of different space with his own disjoints, and that's Clairen's entire thing. Cause like Clairen just kind of does it better, but Forsburn has more options to play around with, to play around that, you know?
Yeah, and Forsburn has an aspect of close range sort of follow-up and fast move pressure that isn't really incorporated in Clairen's gameplay. So it's sort of a mix-up mid-range versus just a hard, like, not necessarily keep out, but poking, spacing, holding area mid-range. But so far, so even. Both at high percents, both looking to seal out the first stock and get a little bit of momentum here, but it is back and forth.
Playing patiently here at the ledge, not gonna find that down air. Good stuff. And forcing yourself to put, after Clairen being in that bad position, definitely gonna take advantage. Looking to accentuate here again, get some good amount of extra credit. But good punish there from Searing Arrow, not going to find the stock, but recognizing the Forsburn wanting to run away. Going to find the right hit there with that forward air as well. Now just, whoa, that was an interaction, sure.
Snuck it in there, got the tipper, got the stage control, now it's all about holding it. And we are right back to neutral. Like that full hop, get the stage control back, another run of this. We're going to look for the ledge hog, special getup. You know, 22% extra credit isn't all that much. It's still very much even so far, and...
Nice, there you go.
Ooh, up tilt KO. Not something you see very often, but Searing Arrow prepared for it.
Searing Arrow definitely recomposing themselves here on the second stock. Again, like I said, playing to their strengths right now, playing around those Godai platforms, recognizing the space you want to be playing at, and forcing this Forsburn to mix up their gameplay. But honestly, they're playing around the clones pretty well. The Forsburn shenanigans might not be the trump card they thought it was.
Yeah, and we are seeing out of at least... I'm sorry, I'm going to say MerryCat because that's what I see in-game. But yeah, what we're seeing so far out of MerryCat is a lot more of the clone and smoke and mix-up and unexpected approaches type game plan that we didn't really see so much with our earlier Forsburn. So it's not quite that mid-range versus mid-range game. It very much is what Forsburn does uniquely versus what Clairen does uniquely here so far.
You can't even play the mid-range game as Force right now because, again, Searing has just got it locked down, considering when you're under the platform, but finally Monk is in the lead here, covering the bottom of that super well. The upper is still not going to close it out. Got the max smoke charges. Do we find a stock here? Confirm the big downer in neutral because Clairen's going to Clairen. Big downer again coming out from Monk, but nice get-up attack.
Get up. Ooh. That cleared clone and real Forsburn alike. Oh, I wonder if there was a hit fall. Oh, no tech. Oh wow, but 183%. This is probably going right to last stock.
195, worth looking to make it back. Nice recovery there. Yeah. Being a little overzealous with that F strong on shield and looking to take advantage of that. Throwing that clone a little early. Again, a singular hit from this Clairen will definitely do it. But you're fighting out of the corner, trying to as much extra credit as you can. This Forsburn is going to get a little wacky. Back throw into the sour spot. It's still going to do it because you're at 200.
Yeah, 200%. But yeah, that whole time, MonkadS doing such a good job of holding on to that stock and continuing safe pressure and sort of minimizing risk and trying to put everything that they had at Searing Arrow just to try and get as much extra credit as possible, even with that super high percent value. And gotta commend that.
Here on last stock, nice backer coming out into a nair as well. Searing looking to force the situation from the corner, catching you falling down from the platforms here. Now looking to find a nice ledge trap here. Nice high recovery from Monka. There you go.
Okay, but this is still big stage control for Searing Arrow, and we're gonna go through another cycle of these. Oh, it was the wrong clone. They went for ledge, and Searing Arrow guessed for the real one going to ledge, and I suppose got it right. But yeah, but up until that point, so many incredible recoveries coming out from MonkadS, and really going into game 2, I still think this is anyone's set. These two have both shown their best so far.
100%. I mean, obviously, Searing Arrow was looking much stronger right out the gates, but MonkadS definitely was picking it up, recognized the game plan you wanted to go for moving forward. So I feel like with that clarity of mind for this entire game 2, I think this will be much closer, and honestly, it will be a lot more forces favored. Again, let's we talk about the stage earlier. You have a lot more of that vertical space for the Forsburn to drop down and force Clairen into these really weird positions.
Oh wait, this is MonkadS
like
counter?
That.
Yeah, this is a really good choice. You have that sort of one of the things that I like to do against Clairen is pick a stage that has a more open center, so that you have more opportunity to sort of play neutral against the fact that all she's got is that sword. You have a little more time to sort of mix up, to read mix-ups between full hop and double jump and all that. And Clairen really likes to go for those safe landings in that sense. So yeah, all in all, very good counter pick. And so far working out pretty well, but once again, these two have been back and forth the whole time. Dead even in percents, both playing their game plans well. And yeah, it's really anyone's game still.
Nice.
Okay, Searing Arrow with a chance here. Sorry, go on.
Looking to accentuate here. Nice pickup there from Monka to find that F strong as well. Within that grab there as well. Trying to find something here in these last hit scenarios. Not gonna find the F strong either. Back throw coming out. Searing looking to close up the stock. Goes for the ledge hog. Doesn't find it just in time. The very awkward back throw position. And MonkadS
Rockwall will
take that
do as Rockwall does. Oh. Another one of these crazy recovery mix-ups working out for MonkadS. 152%, not going to make it easy. 61 has a... Oh, sorry.
Picking up the down tilts again. Looking to close out the stock as any way they can. Searing Arrow. The down tilt once more. Looking to cover this clone from ledge. Back throw coming out. You're not going to find any confirm off of that. Again, just putting this Forsburn into the weird position. Not ready to react. Sour Spot still not going to do it. Really anything from Clairen from the side blast will probably close it out. But again, the movement on Monka making it so awkward for this Clairen to find. You can't find any confirms. It's just straight hit after straight hit. And Forsburn is chilling with that. I'm okay with that completely.
Yeah, it's almost a mirror of how it was previously with MonkadS just stacking up the percent and not letting Searing Arrow take that stock and just being willing to take all the time in the world to just get these little pokes and raise the percent. But in the end, it took 232% to take that stock from MonkadS and only 29 in turn for Searing Arrow. But I mean, that's what it takes to hang on sometimes. Because already we're seeing the offense come out from MonkadS and 62%. Just catching right back up here.
There you go. Picking up that landing there with a nice sour spot of that F tilt. Nair coming out as well. So you're doing a great job of catching MonkadS on the back foot and taking advantage of that as well. Now, the great spacing there on that Clairen dare. But here comes the big up strong from the platform. MonkadS doing a great job, honestly, of finding so much of this damage from the platform.
Stage control and the spike! Wow, all right, MonkadS taking the lead here with a really nice burst. But
well, there we go. Neutral special pick up there again. Goes deep there, trying to find a hit from lower.
Yeah,
Nearing through.
I was really expecting a lot of this edge guard here from Searing Arrow. 95% perfect place to try and go for something big. Ooh, this is gonna be a tough recovery. able to make it back, but it is going to be a punish for MonkadS. Never mind, Searing Arrow fighting right back. And we have the stage control once again.
Not going to find anything off that. Just a nice parry from the punish there. And now setting up that clone once more. Up tilt coming out. He's getting the pressure up. MonkadS doing a fantastic job. Again, keeping this Clairen on the back foot. Making sure you're not comfortable whatsoever at the end of these stocks. 135 looking like nothing here for this Forsburn. Searing Arrow needs literally anything to get back in this game. And that's exactly what you need there. The back throw into the F-Strong coming out. Last stock scenario here. Definitely want to take advantage. But MonkadS, with all the momentum they have right now, look like they're not slowing down.
Yeah, I really like how it was full send from the start of that grab. Like, I know I'm back throwing you. I know I'm forward stronging you. And I know that you're not going to be ready to DI this, and just lined it all right up. But now we're gonna see a lot of patience here out of MonkadS, really, even with only 30% on the board, showing that patience, showing that willingness to take their time and find the opportunity the safe way.
Honestly, speaking of the safe way too, Searing Arrow opting back to those up tilts, making some good spacing underneath these platforms, getting caught out by the clone there, unfortunately. There we go again, picking up the up tilt into the up air, dropping down with the air, getting out of that situation. MonkadS keeping themselves alive here. Forward throw coming out.
That spiked. Wow. Okay. I loved the patience to not go for the back air, because like you see the double jump, it's like, okay, they're gonna back air. Lands, comes in, grab, forward throw. Let's take the stage control. That was such a smart play to be able to finish that out, and led to that spike. And that's going to bring us to game 3. So this is going to be Searing Arrow's counter pick. Let's see where the Clairen opts to go.
We have a lot to work with here, and we're taking this
back to rock wall. All right.
Having a normal one here. No complaints. Honestly, listen, if you know anything about Mr. David Archangel, knows this is his favorite stage in the game.
It sure is.
You definitely do not want to take Clairen here if you're thinking that. I feel like MonkadS had a great, solid plan for that last game. It was just like when it got to those, when neutral slowed down, Searing Arrow was taking over the game. You know, so I feel like if you're just more able to hone that more and bring us back for game 3, I feel like it's definitely doable here for the Clairen.
I kind of want to see Searing Arrow just kind of go for like a sort of roll them over playstyle and just like constantly go for get him off stage as fast as possible and keep him there. And I mean, the tough thing is MonkadS recovery mix-ups are really strong, so not necessarily always what you want to go for, but play to your strengths. If you're going to rock wall, you want to take that stock early, find a way to do it, which we almost saw right there. How close could it have been?
Forward air into there. Very good conversion there from Searing Arrow. It's a little overzealous there with that downer. Gonna get punished from MonkadS. Going super low again. The offstage shenanigans still coming out. Not gonna fit back after that. And Searing Arrow is still gonna take that stock from all the way down there.
Well answered, Searing Arrow. And that is gonna be a really nice first stock here. Was that an attempt at forward throw back air? That's a new one for me. Ooh. That actually might, yeah, wow. Crazy angle, not really expecting the reverse hit on that back air, and MonkadS turning it right back around, and we're on to the second stock.
Now we're staying under, like you said, playing this neutral game, opting for more of that horizontal play, honestly matching the energy of this Clairen, recognizing the Clairen's been trying to play catching you, landing this entire time. Like, you know what? I'm going to play more of that mid-range now. Shooting, you have to mix up and play around this when you want to get over aggressive. And it's working out for this Force so far. Max rage here. Finally, the Searing Arrow, of course, getting back from ledge, looking to extend again the pressuring shield with that down air. And the up throw, again, over and over again with those rock platforms.
Okay, that's going to be a lot of hit stun and a really nice way to completely reverse the stage position. But unfortunately, MonkadS going for the simple recovery this time is a mix-up in and of itself.
You're nice. The awkward hit of that downer sending you way off stage, picking up there with the F strong. Maybe overthinking it a little bit, honestly.
You saw it, right? You saw what the idea was. They were trying to combo into the spiking hit of the burst to go for this really just awful angle here, taking advantage of Rockwell, but just narrowly whiffed. That's a tough break, but definitely not, like, too costly. It's still second stock, still 77%, not too much mileage you gotta have left to get into this KO percent.
Setting up that big smoke screen once more, and that down air is definitely going to do it.
There we go.
Looking to rev up once more, but Searing Arrow not going to take that one lying down, opting for the forward air.
Yeah, and just like that, here we go. The Sandstorm is here. We're on the final stock. And the final stock of the final game at that, and it is still so back and forth. These two have been really evenly matched.
So coming out, and now Searing Arrow looking to get some footing here on this last stock. Monkey doing a fantastic job of, again, covering the center stage. Looking to force his Clairen into an awkward position and force him to run at you. And like you said earlier, Clairen does not want to straight up run at you from the right side. Goes for the pickup there with the up tilt, gonna beat that out. Covering you again on that platform,
just keeps going, and that's gonna do it. Wow, alright, Searing Arrow closing it out with a classic Clairen. And another reason, like you mentioned, that Clairen loves this stage. Those extensions on the platforms just do not stop. And with that,
good stuff.
We're going to close out an absolutely electric set between these two. It was anyone's game from start to finish, and what a close for Searing Arrow. Going to be moving on to, I believe that's winner's quarters. Yeah. Yeah, moving on to winner's quarters.
Winner's quarters junior, you like to call it.
Junior, yeah. Qualifier for top 8.
Winner's quarters.